We turn to Ribal Al-assad. He's the director of the Organization for Democracy and Freedom in Syria. He joins us now from CNN London. Thank you so much for joining us on this day. You've been quoted as saying the Syrian regime has only a small window of opportunity to introduce reform or face being overthrown by this protest movement. What kind of reforms are you and people that are taking to the streets calling for?
Yes, thank you for having me. And first, I'd like to start by saying that what's been happening in Syria is completely appalling. There have been peaceful demonstrations that have been met with violence and, brutality, and this is completely unacceptable. All the government, including the United States, Britain, and France, has called on the Syrian regime to show restraint, and they have a very small window of opportunity to start moving towards democratic change, and because people in Syria are sick and tired of repression, poverty, and corruption.
It's not a widespread call, but there are those who say that Bashar al-Assad, the president, should actually step down, that what is needed is a change in leadership. Do you support those calls?
Well, until now, we have been hearing people in Daraa and all over Syria when they, during those demonstrations, calling on, on peaceful demonstrations, calling on peaceful change, calling on, on the government to clamp down on corruption and, lift the state of emergency. These are the most important things, and start moving towards democracy right away.
So
and
are you saying that he should
right away, the government will be changed.
Oh, so you are saying that right now, your cousin, as I understand it, Bashar al-Assad, is the right man to continue to lead Syria in this period of transition to change?
It's not that he's there, and as I said, they should be, the government should consider themselves very lucky that until now and until today, people have not called on regime change in Syria. People are still not, calling on regime change in Syria. But this will happen very soon if this atrocities continues, if this brutality continues. And this, this thing has to change right away. And the government should take steps today, and stop delaying it. Stop blaming those, what's been happening on other factions and on other people. And on, the people in Syria are watching what's been happening, all around them in the Middle East. And they want that change too. They cannot continue on living under such an oppressive regime. This is impossible.
Let me ask you this. How closely involved are you in the protest movement that is taking place right now in Syria? I know you're in London, but are you speaking to people on the ground that are taking to the streets?
No, actually, I've always been calling, and I've called many times, that people, people have the right and the freedom, to demonstrate peacefully. They have the right freedom of expression, of association, and the Syrian regime should respect that. This is the people's legitimate right. And I've been calling, the Syrian regime to start moving towards democracy, to call for national unity now for a few years, and they have not listened. I support, of course, peaceful demonstrations, and nobody could stop that. We have been contacted by many people in Syria, and we have a lot of supporters in Syria, but we are not urging anybody to do any act of violence. People, as I said, I repeat again, people have the right to demonstrate peacefully. People have the right, this is the legitimate right, to have freedom of expression and freedom of association, and the regime should respect that.
All right, Ribal Al-assad, Director of the Organization for Democracy and Freedom there in Syria. You're joining us there from CNN London. We appreciate your time today. Thank you.